Hello and welcome, class. Get settled in, take your notes out, grab your seats, some coffee, and we're going to take a test. Alright? My name is Denzel. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Follow along. Alright? For my first time viewers, hey, I really encourage you to watch my other videos to get caught up. Alright? This video is really particularly for my loyal subscribers and for all the people that filled out a form. Okay, I'm going to be working with you or already working with you, and I'm having a ton of fun. Okay, so today's quiz, today's test is, would you rather, okay, we'll play a little game. Would you rather pay 3% or 25%? Not going to give you the answer. I'm going to let you decide, alright? So write that down. Would you rather pay 3% or 25%? And I want you to pick. And I want you to comment below. Alright? So in this scenario, I'm going to use my girlfriend, the love of my life, in this example. Okay? 22 years old, going on 23. And we are going to present her with two options. Okay? We're going to say, hey, you should invest your money so that you can create wealth, have financial freedom, live the life you want to live. Okay? So in these two options, let's break them down. On this side, okay, putting in $6,000 a year, starting at age 22, 23, for 44 years, okay, if you times that number by 44, you're going to get $264,000. Okay? Now one gentleman's going to come up to her and say, hey, I can help you. Right? Put that $6K a year for 44 years at an average rate of return of 12%. Okay? And if you do this, you'll have $5.7 million. That's what you'll make. $5.7 million you'll make at age 65 years old. Okay. Sound good? Sounds great. 5.7? Sounds awesome. Alright. On this side, another gentleman comes by, me, and says, hey honey, how you doing? Listen, I think you should put $6K a year away for 44 years. Alright? And I can get you an interest rate. Not an average, but an interest rate of 4 to 6%. And I'll guarantee you that the 4 will never drop below 4. Okay? And anything above that, okay, anything above 4 is all yours. Okay? The cost is 25%. Okay, over here we're at 3. 25. Remember the question, what would you rather pay? Okay? And I say, honey, listen, if you do this, you'll have about $854,000, okay, at age 65. Alright. So she's presented with these two options, okay? How should she make a decision? Okay? Now, the Bible says that a wise man, a woman, sits and makes a plan of action. Right? They plan. They determine cost before making a decision. Whereas a foolish man or woman will devour their earnings. Right? Will eat all their meals, treasures, oil. Okay? Will consume it all. That's what the foolish man does. Okay? Now, are we foolish? No. No. So that's why we're going to determine our cost on both sides and make a decision. Right? So, on this side, for putting $6K a year for 44 years, paying 25% on the $6K. Okay, you do 25 times 6. Okay, you're going to get a number. Times that by 44 years, here's the number. $66,880 is what it will cost her to reach this number at age 65. Now, what's also interesting is for doing that, she also will receive a death benefit of $1.8 million at age 65. Okay? Bible also says that a good man leaves behind, wealth, leaves behind treasures, right? Things, wisdom for their family. Okay? Now, let's look at this side. Paying 3% a year, $6K a year, 44 years. Okay? 12% average rate of return, $5.7 million at age 65 is what we made. Now let's determine the cost of making 5.7. We have to factor in inflation, okay, because on this side, on this category, we're not able to touch our money. Okay, we can only touch it when we're 59 and a half. All right, so we have to factor in inflation, right? Inflation applies when you can't use money for a particular time period, right? So if you wait to use the money, when you actually go to use it to purchase a particular good or service, that particular thing will cost more money down the road. Okay? So 2% minus 12 is 10. The 3% annual fee, okay, minus that from 10, you get 7%, what I call internal rate of return. Okay, what you actually make, right? Now, we also have a 20% tax, right? Could be a little less, right? But could definitely be more, okay? Especially if we made $5.7 million to our name, okay? Now, when you minus this and this and this, you are left with $1.3 million at age 65. That's more than here. Okay, so which would you rather have? Okay, now, to use this money, right, let's say we start using it at age 65. Let's say we retrieve a monthly income of $5K a month. How long would that last? Well, do the math. It'll last you about till you're 83 or 84 years old. And guess what? You're broke. There's nothing left. Right? You're taking this $5K a month, and by the way, not only did you pay tax throughout the time period of the 44 years, as well as the 3%, as well as the 2%, but guess what? You are also paying that on withdrawals. Okay. So, on this side, okay, on the other hand, we only ever pay, this is my only cost for the next 44 years, is $66,880. Okay? I pay 0% in fees because I'm not investing. Okay? This is not an investment. So therefore, I won't pay tax. See, that's why I wrote 0% tax. And if you're wondering, Denzel, why didn't you factor in inflation? Well, throughout the course of growing this money, I have access to it at any time. So if I want to purchase something, or acquire something, I can get it in that year and pay whatever it was for that year. Not 20 years later or 15 years later, 40 years later, right? Excuse me. So, with that being said, what would you rather have? What would you rather pay? 3 or 25? If you are able to answer this question, you are truly going to understand the velocity banking method. You are truly going to understand what it is to have insurance, banking, and real estate in your life as the 3 main financial concepts that have never, ever failed. Okay? And will continue to perform long after we're gone. Okay? So, this gentleman, me, says, hey, listen, we can put this money away, have access to it at any time. I don't have to pay any fees or tax. The cost of not only growing this cash, I also receive a death benefit. So at age 65, I got 1.8, right? Now, if this beautiful woman lives to be 91, her familia, her family, is going to get $3.2 million tax-free. Whereas, if she went this route, she'd only have enough money for her till she's about 83 or 84 years old, which, by definition, according to Scripture, would make her foolish. Are you foolish? No. No, right? So, that's something to consider. Now, the actual cost for making $5.7 million over here was actually $4.6 million, right? And you can use what I used. I used the Edward Jones calculator, the investment calculator. You go on their website and just plug in 6K, 44 years, 12%, which is their highest number, okay? Average rate of return. That's their highest number, 12%. And you'll get that number, 5.7 million, okay? But then what I also want you to do is minus 2 from 10, minus 3 from 10, minus 2 from 12, okay? And then 3 from 10, you get 7%, all right? And I want you to factor that in. 7% rate of return, 6K a year for 44 years, okay? You are going to get $1.3 million, right? By the time you're 65, okay? But now we have to factor in tax, which leaves us with about 1.1 million if we went off the 20%. If we went off 15%, we would be left with a little bit more than 1.1, like right near 1.2, okay? And your option is, you know, lump sum or, you know, steady income for your whole life, apparently, right, for as long as you live. Still more than that number. So which would you rather do? How about this? This is interesting. I want you to think about this. Ready? What if I spent the same amount of money in cost, $4.6 million, over here? Right? What if I did that? I would have to, right? Look, check this out. 4.6 million. Let's put that cost over here. Okay, in order for that to work, you do 4.6 million, divide that by 44 years, okay? And you are, let's see, your annual contribution amount would have to be $106,000. Okay? $106,000 times that by the 25%, right? So what would suffice, right? Because if we did 6K times 25%, right? That's $1,500. Okay? So what number would I have to put in every single year to have a 25% fee to equal 106? Okay? My actual putting in amount would have to be $425,000. Okay? And you times that number by 25%, you'll get 106. Okay? So if you were putting in $425,000 for 44 years, you'll have $18.7 million in cash at age 65. Do you know what your death benefit would be? Your death benefit would be $117 million. And you wonder why the rich stay so rich and the wealthy stay so wealthy. You wonder why, if you look at the balance sheet of Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, Citi, JP Morgan, okay, you're going to see insurance, banking, and real estate in their portfolio, okay? And you will also see that insurance is the largest asset column on their balance sheet. This is quite amazing. Yet 90% of people will fall on this side simply because of this right here. That's it. 3%. Hey, come invest your money with me. We only charge 3%. That's all we charge. 3%. Whereas you hang out with a guy like me, I say it's 25. Damn. 25%, dog. And you only giving me 4 to 6? Doesn't make sense, man. Doesn't make sense. But see, when we factor in cost of that 25, you only get this number. Whereas over here, that 3%, just like your mortgage, that's at 3%. Or that car note, that's at 4%, 5%, 6%, right? Look at the amortized schedule. It's way, way more than you think. All right? Do not be fooled. Okay? Do not be foolish. Get a plan together. Analyze the cost. Right? You know what's even more beautiful? For this beautiful woman? She's smart. She's just like, Denzel, I'm gonna make more money than $6 grand. Okay, I believe you. So she says, I want to be able to put in more money than the 6 grand. Let me ask you, would I have to pay more to put more money in? All right, write that question down. Would I have to put more money? Would I have to pay more money to put more money in? On this side, that gets a big fat no. On this side, you get a big fat yes. See, the more money you put in, the more you pay, right? Because it's annual, or hint, hint, amortized. Whereas this 6K, she will only get charged 25 on 6. So we designed something together where she's like, I want to be able to triple that number in any given year. So she has the ability to put in 18K. Right? So she puts in 18K. She only gets charged 25% on 6. The cost never changed. But you know what does change? This number. Just triple it. Just triple this number. Right? At age 65, boom, triple. Right? Because if you take 6 grand times 44, what was my number, right? 264,000. We'll divide that by this number. Your money tripled. Money tripled. Right? Plus, you receive this, which is what a wise man or woman does for their family after they're gone and left this earth. Now the family has something to sit on. Right? Isn't that amazing? Right? So, but still, 90% will fall here because they never did a plan. They never considered the cost. The cost is everything. This means nothing, and this means nothing if my cost is matching my earnings. Does that make sense? So, what would you rather pay? 25 or 3? My name is Denzel. Hope you enjoyed this class. Stay tuned. I'll have more scenarios like this, comparing different vehicles for investing. And like I always say, insurance, banking, and real estate. 3 main financial concepts that have never failed. Write that down. Okay? Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.